Good morning, everybody. Today's topic, the EV grin. This is a term that I haven't really heard used quite as much in the last couple years, but going back 7 or 8 years ago when I first got into electric bicycles, the term was used pretty frequently because EVs back then, any EV at all, an electric car, bicycle, anything, was pretty rare. And so the term EV grin was coined because the first time you'd have somebody drive an electric car, electric bike, whatever, they would get this huge grin on their face. I mean, and I saw it with my electric bikes. They'd take the bike down the road, turn around and come back, and just had this huge grin on their face that it was this seamless push of torque, very smooth and very quiet, and it's a very different experience. Now, it's a term that isn't used as much nowadays, and EVs are becoming more common. There are quite a few people in our neighborhood that have electric bicycles, and or in our town anyway. There are, I don't know, I'd say there's 3 EVs in our neighborhood. There's my Tesla and a couple of Nissan Leafs. There are a lot of plug-in hybrids, Chevy Volts, and those kind of cars around. So electric propulsion isn't quite as unique these days. It's still 2% of the market, so it's still somewhat rare, but not as specifically unique and ultra rare like it used to be. And that was part of the whole EV grin thing. But there is still something about driving an electric vehicle that just makes you smile. I mean, whether it be flooring it and feeling the pull of acceleration, or the just the smoothness of it, or the efficiency, the quiet. There's just so many little things that sort of trip your senses in a different way than a typical gas car would. Now, in a gas car, you have the whole visceral aspect of the big roaring engine and rowing through the gears and all that. Whereas with an EV, though you lack the visceral, oral and sensory impact of that roaring engine, what you have is you've got that instant torque. You've got the smoothness. You've got the almost spaceship whistle coming from the motor behind you. It's not so visceral and carnal the way an engine is, but there is just something about driving an electric car that it just makes you smile. Everyone that I've let drive this car has a big grin on their face, and my daughter has a smart electric drive, and her little smart car, we've driven it. She's driven it, a number of her friends have. Everyone that gets in that car and drives it just gets a big grin on their face. Even though it's not quick, there's nothing special about a smart car. I mean, it's this tiny little box, but there's something about electric propulsion that just makes you smile. So, not sure how many of you guys have heard that term, EV grin, or not, but just wanted to share that with you. It's something that came to mind yesterday when filming my last video. And I thought, I should do a video on this because it was a term that was used years ago and very commonly used, and it's sort of fallen out of vogue to use the term EV grin, but it's something that I remember, and it is something that if you've never driven an electric car, you got to find someone that has one and drive it. I mean, even something as mundane as a Nissan Leaf, there's something about getting in the car. You activate it, you don't start it, there's no engine, but you activate the car, you turn it on, and you don't have to let the engine warm up or anything. You just turn the car on, hit the accelerator, and go. And the torque, again, even basic low-powered EVs like my daughter's smart electric drive, or again, a Nissan Leaf, basic sort of bargain EVs have a lot of torque. So you're at a stop sign and you hit the accelerator and it's going to pull you back. There's just something about them. So if you haven't driven an electric car, I highly recommend it. You will go away with the aforementioned EV grin, and trust me on this, they're a lot of fun. even if you miss the roar of a gas engine, it is replaced by the different sensory input that you get from an electric car. So anyway, thanks guys. Just a simple quick video for today. No big deal, but something I thought was fun that I'd share. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye now.